Have you ever felt that electrifying whisper in your soul, the one that insists you're here for more than just an ordinary life? Sometimes it's so powerful that it leaves you breathless, yet everyone around you remains blind to it. They question every choice you make, telling you that your dreams are too big, too strange, or too impossible to come true. But here's the shocking twist. Their skepticism is actually part of a bigger plan. What if the very doubts that haunt you are the evidence that you've been chosen for something far greater than you ever imagined? Stay with me, and by the end of this, you'll understand why those doubts are about to be shattered in the most spectacular way. Have you noticed how people tend to scoff at the things they don't understand? It's as though your purpose has a language only you can speak. When people can't decipher your calling, they reduce it to mere wishful thinking. But let's dig deeper. Doubt doesn't always signal failure. It can be the soil from which bold faith grows. It's in those moments of ridicule, when friends sneer or family members shake their heads, that your inner spark either dims or flares brighter. That constant tension pushes you to decide, do I shrink under the weight of their misunderstanding, or do I stand tall, trusting the path that's uniquely mine? Every cutting remark can either undermine your self-belief or refine it, making you more determined than ever. Far from being a curse, doubt is often an invitation, a hidden call to stretch beyond your comfort zone. And once you see the bigger picture, you realize this negativity was never random. It was carefully orchestrated to strengthen your resolve. But that's not the whole story. Because right when you start wondering if you're hallucinating your higher purpose, something unexpected begins to stir. Keep listening, because what comes next may confirm every suspicion you've had about being set apart. Growth rarely happens in the spotlight. True transformation often unfolds in those quiet moments when nobody's watching. Think about it. Seeds germinate underground, hidden from sight, before they ever sprout into the light. The same principle applies to your journey. While the world sees only your struggle, maybe you're juggling jobs, coping with heartbreak, or living day to day without any major wins, something profound is happening under the surface. Every challenge, every whispered rumor, and every secret tear shed in the dark is feeding the roots of your destiny. You might not notice it immediately, but these moments of silent endurance are forging a powerful resolve within you. People might label you as unstable or unfocused, when in reality, you're undergoing a metamorphosis they can't even begin to grasp. You see, it's the unseen battles that mold you into the warrior you're destined to become. While others rest comfortably, you're in the trenches, discovering resilience you never knew you possessed. And the most astonishing part, the day is coming, sooner than you think, when that inner growth becomes undeniably visible. But brace yourself. The next stage isn't just about quietly growing anymore. It's about confronting the controversies and unexpected plot twists that reveal just how chosen you truly are. It's tempting to believe that if you're really chosen, life should be smooth and unproblematic. Yet, in reality, the chosen path is often riddled with controversies and unpredictable roadblocks. Whether it's misunderstandings at work, friendship betrayals, or that gut-wrenching sensation of being utterly alone, these shocking twists are precisely what set you apart. Why? Because the chosen are not shaped by ease. They are sharpened by adversity. People gossip, rumors surface, and accusations can come out of nowhere. It's almost as if each challenge is designed to provoke a response in you, to see if you'll rise or crumble under the pressure. And while outsiders interpret these storms as evidence against you, they're actually the stepping stones to your highest calling. This is the juncture where the road gets bumpy and illusions shatter. The negativity swirling around you might feel overwhelming. You could be tempted to step back, to doubt if you ever heard that divine whisper calling your name. But hold on, because controversies are often the very stage where miracles make their grand appearance. So the next time you're blindsided by an unexpected trial, remember, you're not cursed, you're being repositioned. And that leads to an even more riveting phenomenon: the moment when your deepest doubts become the fuel for your greatest breakthrough. Doubt can be a destructive force if left unchecked, but it can also be an accelerant for remarkable breakthroughs. Picture a volcano. Beneath the surface, intense pressure builds until it explodes in a spectacular display of fire and light. Doubt, strangely enough, works similarly. The more doubt heaps upon you, internal and external, the greater the pressure to prove it wrong. But here's the paradox: you can't truly see how strong your faith is until it's challenged. In those suffocating moments, when the world seems to collapse around you, something incredible stirs within your soul. Instead of turning to despair, you find an unexpected wellspring of courage and determination. It's like discovering hidden treasure in the darkest cave. That turning point where you move from "I'm not sure I can go on" to "I refuse to quit" becomes the birthplace of miracles. Suddenly, doors begin to open, the right people show up, and you receive the exact wisdom you need at the exact right time. It feels orchestrated, like someone placed these blessings in your path with divine precision. And just when you think you've seen it all, you realize there's a phenomenon even more astonishing: the revealing of your true identity as someone undeniably chosen. If you're ready for it, keep reading. The best is yet to unfold. Being chosen doesn't mean being crowned on a stage for everyone to applaud. Often it means carrying responsibilities and blessings that baffle onlookers. You might experience uncanny synchronicities: a phone call at the exact moment you need encouragement, a random encounter that propels you forward when everything else stalls, or an inner voice that leads you to solutions nobody else sees. At first, these occurrences might seem too bizarre to be real. Could it be coincidence? The short answer: no. Over time, the weight of these experiences piles up until ignoring them becomes impossible. Suddenly, you realize there's an unseen hand guiding your steps, turning messes into messages and closed doors into wide-open pathways. But make no mistake, being chosen isn't about feeding your ego. It's a gentle yet firm reminder that your life has a purpose beyond the mundane. People might think you're arrogant or delusional, but only you feel that persistent tug on your heart, that voice echoing, "Keep going. This is just the beginning." So many individuals walk away right before these revelations begin to crystallize. Not you. You've come too far to ignore the crescendo building in your spirit. And as this awareness strengthens, you'll discover how everything, every heartbreak, every harsh word, was positioning you for a miracle that will quiet every skeptic. Have you ever wondered why miracles often appear at the last possible moment? It's easy to lose hope when you're on the brink of giving up, but that's precisely when a sudden shift can take place. Divine timing isn't random, it's exact. It waits for the perfect convergence of circumstances to elevate your life from ordinary to extraordinary. Every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered in desperation, was heard long before you saw any evidence. Sometimes the answer is delayed, not because you're being ignored, but because certain doors must close before the right one can swing wide open. While you were questioning if your plea was even heard, an entire sequence of events was being arranged on your behalf. Then, often without warning, you see it. A door you never noticed before, a conversation that flips your perspective, or an unexpected resource that solves problems you thought were unsolvable. It's like stepping into a puzzle where every piece finally locks into place. You realize it couldn't have happened a moment sooner or later. But here's the twist. Once you experience this alignment, your world will never be the same. The sense of destiny intensifies, and you realize that stepping into the unknown is your next leap of faith. Because if you think the miracle you've just seen is big, the next chapter will be absolutely mind-blowing. The unknown has a reputation for being terrifying. It represents territory we can't control or predict, and that's unsettling. Yet the life of someone chosen thrives in that very space. When you abandon the safety of the familiar, you open yourself up to possibilities that routine can never provide. Picture standing at the edge of a cliff with the wind roaring around you. It feels reckless to jump, but sometimes it's the only way to discover you were made to fly. Each time you relinquish your grip on certainty, you exercise a deep, unwavering trust that the next path will be revealed. And in that moment of surrender, miracles gain the freedom to manifest in astonishing ways. The biggest block to this process is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being laughed at. But if you've made it this far, you already sense that your future can't be dictated by the timid voice of doubt. Stepping boldly into the unknown is your permission slip to walk through doors you never knew existed. So, gather your courage, because the deeper you venture into the uncharted, the more you encounter the reasons you were chosen in the first place. And that sets the stage for the ultimate conclusion, where every piece of your journey becomes a glorious testament to what happens when God's plan and your faith collide. Take a moment to look back on everything you've navigated. The heartbreaks, the doubts, the controversies. Each section of your life seemed disjointed, but now you can see how they merge into one unstoppable narrative. That persistent feeling that you were meant for more was never a mistake. It was the silent echo of your destiny calling your name. The unveiling is happening right now, in this very instant, as you realize that nothing has been random. You were chosen for a reason, and every single episode of pain or confusion was preparing you for a breakthrough that's about to stun you, and everyone who doubted you. Yes, the path ahead is still peppered with questions, but each question is an invitation to grow, to explore, and to trust on a deeper level. Here's your final thought to carry with you. Your destiny is bigger than you think, and it's unfolding in ways you can't fully comprehend yet. When you look at your life through this lens, you'll see that every door, every person, and every situation is part of a meticulously crafted plan. So, step forward with boldness. Embrace the doubt as proof that something extraordinary is happening beneath the surface. Welcome the challenges and watch as controversies transform into confirmations. And most importantly, keep your eyes open, because this is only the beginning. The answers you've been waiting for, the ones that will validate every dream, every whispered prayer, are now closer than ever. You are chosen, and nothing will ever be the same again.